Hey, it's Nerd Dad Brad, and welcome to Lunch Break Reviews, your weekly bite-sized breakdown of movies, TV, and comics. Every Sunday, I take one title, dig into what the internet's saying, and then serve up my own take using the Lunch Break point system. I will judge the plot, acting, entertainment, visuals, and rewatchability. Whether it's a masterpiece or microwave trash, I'll help you decide if it's worth packing in your lunch tomorrow. Let's see what the brown bag of goodness has for us this week. And this week is none other than 28 years later. And this is going to be a little breakdown of the story and its creators. Here is the synopsis. 28 years since the rage virus escaped a biological weapons laboratory. Now, still in a ruthlessly enforced quarantine, some have found ways to exist amidst the infected. One such group lives on a small island connected to the mainland by a single, heavily defended causeway. When one member departs on a mission into the dark heart of the mainland, he discovers secrets, wonders, and horrors that have mutated not only the infected, but other survivors as well. And the creators on this, the director is Danny Boyle from 127 Hours, 28 Days Later, Shallow Grave, Slumdog Millionaire. Written by Alex Garland, from Ex Machina, can't talk today, Annihilation, and Men, and Civil War. The stars I have found from IMDb, I got Jodie Comer plays Isla. You know her from The Last Duel, Free Guy, Killing Eve, Star Wars Episode 9. You know Aaron Taylor Johnson plays Jamie from Nocturnal Animals, Kick-Ass 1 and 2, and Nowhere Boy. Elfie Williams, a young man, he plays Spike. He's known from his Dark Materials, A New Breed of Criminal. Amy Cameron plays Rosie, and she's from Vera, Coronation Street, and Casualty. Finally, Ralph Fiennes plays Dr. Kelson from The Constant Gardener, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Schindler's List, and Colorianus. Okay, so we got a little bit of the creators. It's time to talk about what are the critics saying about this, and let's find out. Joe Fryer from Fort Worth Report says, Danny Boyle and Alex Garland deliver a coming-of-age story that blends horror with drama. The infected mythos is upgraded with new twists, and the cinematography is striking. Buckle up for an emotional gore fest that's both heartwarming and heart-pounding. Next, I got Lee McCoy from Drum Dums. It's actually quite unique and heartfelt. Just don't expect the scares and intensity of the other movies, but it does beg another viewing for its bold artistic swings. Next, I got Carrie O'Shea from Warped Perspective. The resulting new film is an awkward and painfully unaware montage of some of the good bits from 28 Days Later, unconvincingly strung together with a silly, half-realized story unworthy of the excellent actors who signed up to be in it. Next, I got Lindsay Trays from the Smash List. Instead of making bigger, scarier, more monstrous infected, Danny Boyle and Alex Garland, director and writer respectively, chose to examine the fallout of such a pandemic and war, comparing Spike and his father to the sorts of men made by the global crises. Next, Deborah Ross from The Spectator. It's entertaining, but not outstanding. The biggest surprise is its intentional swerve into sentimentality. Jodie Comer and Ralph Fiennes, however, bring character and heart and heft. And just to put your minds at rest, yes, it's a magnificently bloodthirsty as ever. And finally, I got Katie Walsh from the Tribune News Service. Says, just when we thought the life had gone out of the zombie movie, Boyle and Garland remind us that the genre is flexible enough to evolve alongside our own reality and remains one of our most powerful cultural metaphors. All right, so there's the critics. It's time to take a look at the viewers, the audience reviews, and then I'm going to go ahead and put each one of these into the lunch break point system specialized for reviews. All right. Here's my quick little disclaimer. These reviews are chosen based on title alone. I haven't read them beforehand. So let's dive in together. Please excuse any mispronunciations as I read them exactly as they appear, punctuation quirks, and all. The first review is a 1 out of 10, and it's written by QKGSRDX, and is a 1 out of 10, and is titled Horrendously Atrocious Dumpster Fire. Yeah. Remember, I can't talk. Warning, spoilers. This movie simply shouldn't be. It's a mix of an awful, very poorly thought out script, plus bizarre, spliced in footage and audio from other unrelated British content, plus the most ridiculous and bizarre plot twists. I was dumbfounded throughout the film to the point I found myself looking around and wondering if other people were as incredulous as I was. I literally mouthed, "What?" so many times that I considered walking out repeatedly. Other things I hated about this film: unnecessary full frontal nudity, gory replays of zombies killed by arrows in the most cheesy way possible, in a video game-like fashion, confusing moaning and groaning by the female supporting actress in a way that is utterly perplexing. Is she a recovering zombie? Is she possessed? Why are these things in the movie? The doctor walking away with the mom toward the end of the movie and coming back with her skull was just the last straw. I was ready to throw something at the screen. You're suggesting she willingly says, "Hey, kill me instead of letting me spend time with my child and then incinerate my body." Okay. To top all of that off, Jack O'Connell shows up at the end in a blonde wig, wearing jewelry, and in a gang of similarly dressed, bright-colored zombie killing gang. What? Were these people who wrote the movie, shot this movie, and brought it to the theaters on drugs? Maybe a little bit. How anyone can rate this film anything other than a negative 1,000 is beyond me. I'm genuinely frustrated by garbage trailer bait like this. It's legit the reason why people stopped going to theaters. Danny Boyle and everyone involved at the decisions-making table should be ashamed to the point they never make another film again. All right, it's time. Let's take a look here. Okay, we're gonna start with the dramatic flair. Okay. Is the reviewer over the top or ridiculously intense? Bonus points if they act like the movie ruined or saved their lives. So they're going to get a bonus point here. Yeah, they're very over the top here. So just because of that, I'm going to give them a 3, including bonus. Next, salt content. How salty are you? How bitter or angry is the reviewer? A salty 1-star rant can be hilarious or exhausting. I found this one funny, so I'm going to go on a 4. Let's see here. And then, next is accuracy. Okay, are their points fair, or are they missing the whole point of the movie? Okay, the male nudity, who cares? Really? They're zombies. They've been around for 28 years, and do they have enough brain power to put on pants? No. So whatever. Your points, I think, are just haterade. So I'm definitely going to give you a 4 on that one as well. Next, writing style. Is this review coherent and fun to read, or is it a 500-word mess of all caps and no punctuation? Yeah, probably about a 3 there. And lastly, hot take. Do they offer something original or just echoing the crowd? A spicy, weird, or oddly specific opinion? Yeah, you're going to get a 2. There's not much there. All right, so what does that give us? That gives us a 3. Gives us a 7. 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 out of 25. Okay. All right, that is where they are for that review. It is time to go to the next review, and this is a 6 out of 10 from Lee Stoich. And here we go. The film is truly a tale of two halves. The first act was definitely entertaining. The world design looked amazing, sprawling scenery, and some genuinely scary moments involving the infected. The part of the film This part of the film was by far the closest to the previous installments. The direction here stands out, with grainy close-ups, fast jump cuts, and jarring transitions reminiscent of the original film. It pulls you right into the chaos. Unfortunately, the momentum doesn't last. As the film transitions into the second half, it shifts gears into a more melodramatic human drama. The focus moves away from the infected threat and toward a lackluster subplot involving a mother and a doctor. The characters at this point make some questionable decisions, which really doesn't help the film's validity. The final act unfortunately teetered on lackluster and borderline comedic, completely changing the tone of the first act. I stand by saying the directing, camera work, editing, and cinematography were the highlight. The landscapes and post-apocalyptic settings was beautiful to look at. These elements made the film worth watching. There were some plot elements that were interesting enough, but were never explored to the full potential. However, a weak plot, even weaker characters, and a lackluster ending prevent this installment from being memorable. And yeah, I'm kind of agreeing with you. This one a lot, actually. So let's start this out. Dramatic flair, 1 out of 5. You're getting a 3. Salt consent, you know what? You're getting a 2 for that. Next is salt. How bitter or angry was the reviewer? They weren't, so we're gonna just give them a 5 for that. And next, are their points fair? Yeah. Are they missing the whole point of the movie? You're gonna get a 5. Next, writing style. Is the review coherent and fun to read, or is it a 500-word mess of all caps and no punctuation? It would go 4. So what would we got? We have 7. We have 11, we have 16. Oh, and last hot take. Do they offer something original? We'll give it a 3. All right, so what do we got? 7, we have 11, we have 16, we have 20 out of 25. Okay. And our final review of the day. This is from Nicholas Stroop. This is a 9 out of 10. Brutal, intense, disturbing, but surprisingly tender. I have to admit, after the opening scene of the film, my expectations went far below what it would for the series. After the explosive intro into 8 weeks later, which ended up being a middling film at the end, I expected much more of a bang at the beginning. I guess that is what they wanted, though, to subvert your expectations. Subvert them, they did. As a horror junkie, I thought I had seen almost everything this genre has to offer, particularly within the zombie genre. However, as the film progressed, Danny Boyle and Alex Garland did things that surprised even me. To my delight, this film ended up being a breath of fresh air. Just when I thought the film was going in a certain macabre and disturbing but familiar way, it finds a beating heart and shows that humanity is present even in the face of death. It touched me in a way that few films of this nature have, and for that I applaud the creators. I refuse to elaborate on the story or of that sort, because I feel it just needs to be experienced fresh and new in the mind. I will say the cast and crew do an amazing job. Acting is phenomenal, and the cinematography felt inventive and raw. It helps to drive home the story that the creators intended to tell. Overall, a fantastic sequel, far above what it could have been had they stuck to the formula. As I said previously, I applaud Danny Boyle and Alex Garland for doing something daring and for keeping it original and authentic. This one will probably go down as the best horror film of the year. I will definitely be in the theater for the next installments to see where they can take this disturbing but hopeful story. Okay. Dramatic flair on this one. I'm going to give this a 3. Salt, they weren't very salty at all. They had good points. Again, 3. Are the points fair? Yeah, they're fair. So we're going to give it right down the middle. So we're going to go up to a 3 as well. And writing style, nothing is out of line here. 3 in last hot take. Again, 3. This is going to be straight 3s. So we got 15 out of 25 on this one here. Okay. Now, it is time to go into the lunch break point system to find out where it ranks for me. Okay, the lunch break point system is a unique lunch-themed rating system designed to help you decide if a movie TV show is worth your time. Each title scored across 5 key categories: plot, acting, entertainment, visuals, and rewatchability, with up to 5 points per category, totaling 25 points. Bonus points can be awarded for standout elements, movie fog, Oscar worthiness, or deducted for major missteps, cringe factor. The final score determines if it's a pack it or a toss it in the trash. A bad lunch could ruin your entire day. So here we go. Okay, we're going to start the plot. What's the story? It did take 2, right? The first half was great, and then the second half wasn't, and so it kind of blended it together to just be meh. And so for that, I'm going to give this right down the middle here. It was good, not great. Am I going to take some things away from it? I don't know, maybe. So I'd say the 2.5 rounded to a 3. Next, acting. Did they sell that? Did have really good actors, and Aaron Taylor Johnson was fantastic. Jodie Comer was really good. The main stories, the little boy was really good, although I did not really like the character too much because of the decisions that they made them do. So for that, I am going to give this a 4 out of 5 for acting. And that puts us up at 7 out of 25. Next is going to be the entertainment value. Is this worth your time? Yeah, it definitely is worth your time. But let's see how much time is it? I mean, I liked the movie. I didn't love the movie. I didn't think it was a great movie. But I'm not mad that I went to see it. I'm glad I got to see it, especially in the theater, in ScreenX. It was beautifully shot. But so was I entertained? Yeah, I was definitely entertained. So it's got to be more than a 3. Let's take a look. What would 1, 3, and 5 points be for entertainment? 1 would be boring, dragged on. Definitely not. 3 would be some fun points, but not consistently engaging. 5 would be you were locked in the whole time. Great pacing, fun factor. So I think I'm going to give this a 3. I think that's where it's going to live there. Now the 10 and 25. Next is me the visuals. This is the eye candy check, and this is where it shined. This shined in the visuals. It was just such a beautifully shot movie. All the actors looked great. Even the infected looked great. Even though the dudes with the giant schlongs, it looked all fantastic. I think I have to give this at least a 4 on the visuals. You know what? No, I mean, like, this is where it was. This is the best. So I'm going to give this a 5. So we are sitting at right now at a 15 out of 25 points with 2 more to go, or 1 more to go. And lastly, it's going to be rewatchability. Would you do this again? No. I won't watch it again. So I'm going to give this a 2. So we're going to go 17 out of 25. Now, can we give this some bonus points? I'm going to think. I got a group of bonus points of things that I just can think of off the top of my head. It's always going to grow. And I think there wasn't really a lot of jump scares. I wasn't really into the movie fog. My problem was with the boy, where he goes outside past these gates once and then comes back. The second half kills it for me. So I don't think I can give it any bonuses. Now, with that being said, is there any penalties? In that, I do think there is going to be a penalty here. And the penalty is going to be for cringe factor, because the kid goes out once, goes back, grabs his mom who's sick, and they don't know what. They never say what it is. I mean, it's kind of alluded to like a dementia type thing, whatever, or cancer maybe. And she's got moments of lucidity, but he goes out and he's just this expert now out there, and it was dumb. It didn't fit the movie. Bad choices were made there. So yes, you are getting a point there. So this is going to end up at a 16 out of 25. Let's go ahead and see where that lands. 0 to 9 is a toss in the trash. 10 to 14 is a 1 to trade. 15 to 19 is going to be a quick lunch. So there it is. It's a quick lunch. Not good, not bad, kind of right in the middle. But let's see where this ranks with all the other guys. All right. The lunch break point system is a 16 out of 25, and I just explained why I went that low throughout all the points. IMDb is a 7.2 out of 10. And okay, so like they're just a little bit over. I think that's pretty close to where I would be. Metacritic is 76 out of 100 on the Metascore. That's the critic reviews, and a 6.5 out of 10. And that was on 144 user reviews. So that's closer to me as well. A little bit above average or just there in the middle. So probably a little, maybe I liked it a little less. Next is Letterboxd. Letterboxd has us at a 3.6 out of 5. Probably, again, a little bit higher than I would have gone, but that's fine. Rotten Tomatoes is at 89% on the popcorn or tomato meter and a 65% on the popcorn meter. So, you know, again, all the critics are going really high, and all of the users are going just above average, just above that 50% mark. So I'm a little bit below average than everybody, but that's okay. That's fine. I also went ahead and got to update you. I got How to Train Your Dragon. That episode will be out tomorrow. Or actually, it'll be out at this time that you're seeing this. That was a 22 out of 25 if you didn't catch that. And I'll be getting the TikToks back out as well. So there we go. All right. There it is. I'm back. I had a little hiatus. I got sick and it sucked. And then my wife got sick and I had to go out of town for a little bit. And it was Father's Day and life happened. So there we go. That's why. But I'm back. And hopefully I can get back on track and getting all this content out. So that's it for today. Lunch Break Reviews. If you agree, disagree, or just want to shout out about it, drop a comment, tag me, or come grab a seat at the lunch table. I'm always looking for new voices, so if you want to co-host an episode, pitch your pick, or debate the score, my inbox is always open. Don't forget to follow the podcast, leave a 5-star review if you're hungry for more, and check me out on TikTok and YouTube for quick hits using Lunch Break Point System. Until next time, pack smart, watch well, and I'll see you on the next lunch break. Bye-bye.